Put my phone on silent. Yeah. We're getting calls left and right. We are. Hey, what's that? We're doing good.
And we'd like to thank Desert Financial Credit Union for sponsoring the KRIM Community Spotlight Program. Good morning, Rim Country. Happy Friday Eve, as Randy Roberson always likes to say. That's right, tomorrow is Friday, and very happy about that. Great weekend here in Payson. We have the world's oldest continuous rodeo happening, and it actually starts this evening, tonight. And to tell us all about the events that are going on is Mr. John Landino with the Payson Pro Rodeo Committee. Good morning, John.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on. And you have the world's oldest cowboy on today.
Come on now, Bill Armstrong.
Bill Armstrong's got me by a few years.
He has you by a few years.
Just a little bit.
No.
Yeah, tonight is going to be exciting. It's the Women's Cactus Barrel Racing Series.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's excited to see the ladies with their barrel racing, breakaway roping, and different things. But they're most excited to see the mutton busting tonight.
Oh,
so
boy.
Gates are going to open probably around 4:30, and the performances start at 6. You need to bring a can, or maybe 2 or 3, for the food bank so that we can restock that. But it's a great evening, very laid-back time. The vendors, some of the vendors will be open, so you can grab a bite to eat down there. So that'll be fun, and you can walk around the vendor slots and see what kind of things they're offering. So it'll be a fun evening. It's a real family night.
Yes, I know we did a contest yesterday, gave away some tickets to the Friday night performance that you brought us, and then also we got a couple passes to give away to the Coors Light bus, the VIP
oh, yeah, that's
bus.
Gonna be there, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and those were given to us by, and I'm just looking this
Legacy
up.
Brewing.
Legacy Brewing, that's right. They gave those to us, Legacy Beverage. Legacy Beverage. It was great to get those, and yeah, people that won the Thursday night, they were real happy because you know, they're not able to go any other night. So Thursday night it works out perfect.
Yeah, that's terrific. I didn't know they were going to be open, but I guess I saw the bus there, their bus, and they got a couple of pop-ups in front of it for people. So that'll be really cool. Coors is a big sponsor. You know, rodeo. It's interesting. People don't realize, but rodeo just doesn't happen. There's a lot of money that it takes to put on a rodeo. This world's oldest continuous rodeo. It's about $160,000 to $165,000.
Yes.
And we get probably we get about $90,000 that comes through the gate. We'll be sold out probably Saturday night. So if you don't have your tickets, PaysonProRodeo.com or Bob's Western Wear will help you get your tickets, especially for Saturday night. But in any case, that the reason that we wind up needing sponsors is to be able to raise the funds that we do to do our charitable work. We probably put about $30,000 back into the community just from scholarships that we do for high school students, and we do both academic and vocational scholarships for them. And so all of that money that comes in, a bunch of it comes from our national sponsors: Coors, Wranglers, Justin Boots, Resistol, hats, and then we've got some regional sponsors like Coca-Cola. And we also have a tremendous number of local sponsors. So when you're at the rodeo, look at all those banners that are around the arena. Those are the people, mostly local, that are supporting our rodeo and bringing that to you. So you want to make sure you go and patronize those places, because they're the ones that are really helping the community to keep the Western heritage alive in Payson.
Yes, and that was sorry about having to leave the studio. Chris Conway picking up his passes for Friday night.
Oh, there you go.
VIP passes from Legacy Beverage for that Coors Light bus. Yeah, I think Pinion Cafe is brother Mike Conway.
Oh,
and,
Mike, yeah, brother Mike, yeah.
Yeah, brother Mike Conway and Rita Conway.
And Rita, great people. That's a great. They also support the rodeo.
Yeah.
They have great food over there.
Yes.
And we go there a lot.
Yeah.
Especially on Sunday mornings after church.
And that is a really good point you bring up, John. All of the banners around the arena. Take a moment to really take that in, and because a lot of those businesses have been sponsoring the rodeo for so many years.
Correct. I mean, for many years. You take Payson Concrete, Roy Hott, they've been there for 40 years doing this.
Wow.
But there's a lot of people that have been there for 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
And you'll look, if you go into an establishment, in many cases you'll see on the door a dedicated sponsor of the Payson Pro Rodeo. It's stuck right on their door or in their window. And you'll know from that they've been a long time sponsor.
There you go. So performance, first performance tonight?
Tonight, performance is about at 6. It goes forever because there's a lot of contestants, so it's really fun. You can be there for a long time. It's going to be a beautiful night tonight. Tomorrow we got a little chance of rain, but I think they said it's going to clear up about 7 just when the rodeo starts.
There we go.
Yeah, that's what I saw on weather forecasting, but of course weather forecasters, if they're about 30% right, they get a raise.
Yeah.
So we never know. But and then Friday night, the gates open at 5, and the performances start at 7. We got a great lineup of vendors out there. We've got all of the events that you would see at typical rodeo, like bareback riding, saddle bronc riding, steer wrestling, tie down roping, team roping, bull riding, and barrel racing. And then there's been a new event the last couple of years called breakaway roping. And when we started it about 3 years ago, we were one of the few rodeos that brought it in because we thought it was a worthwhile event and it was going to be fun for the audience. And so now it went from about 6 people that was in the first event. We've got 30-some people that are going to be riding in breakaway roping.
Wow.
And breakaway ostensibly is a timed event. What happens, a young lady is on a horse and they turn a calf loose and she rides out, ropes the calf, and then when the calf is roped, she lets her rope run out, and as soon as it leaves her saddle, a time is set. And so that's called breakaway roping. And we, at the end game for all rodeos is the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas. And so all of these ladies are competing, and gentlemen, to be able to get into the National Finals Rodeo. And we can talk a little bit about that later, but at the National Finals Rodeo, you have the top 15 contestants in each event. And so the reason I mentioned that about breakaway roping is we had a breakaway roper that had a time of 2.7 seconds. That means you leave the gate, you're riding with your horse, you got to rope this thing, you got to let the rope run out, 2.7 seconds.
That sounds very fast.
It is. In fact, that equates to the best times that you're going to see at the National Finals Rodeo. So we got some talent here in all events, but that was especially impressive to me.
Wow, that is so fast.
That is fast. Now, the rest of the rodeo, we do, and Friday night, by the way, is tough enough to wear pink night. And what that means for you who aren't aware of that is that we encourage you to please wear pink, something pink, as a fan. All of the cowboys will have something pink, whether their lariats are pink or whether they're chaps or their shirts or even sometimes their hats. But the reason for the pink is that we're honoring our breast cancer folks, and we raise funds to be able to support our breast cancer support groups here. And so we will donate $1 for every patron that has pink on, and $3 for every cowboy. Now we actually donate more than that, but the fact is it all goes to breast cancer support. For prosthesis, for second opinions, for traveling to places to get your tests done, and for payment for different services that have to be done. So it's really and for weeks. So it's really a very worthwhile cause, and we're one of the primary folks who provide funds for that in this town. And then Saturday afternoon is the performance and that is at 1 o'clock. Gates open at 11, and that's our Family Day performance. And that's supported by Coca-Cola, and they have a little prize, not a little prize, it's actually a big prize. They have a huge polar bear that's stuffed probably about 5 feet.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I mean, it's incredible. And so all the kids will get a ticket, and there'll be a drawing for the polar bear. And so one family will go home with a polar bear.
That is.
Yeah, and so that has all the regular events of the rodeo. I have to mention that APS is another sponsor that sponsors our clown and barrelman at that rodeo. And so you'll see some information about them at the rodeo. Now, Saturday night is our Patriot performance.
Okay.
The Patriot performance is dedicated to our fallen, wounded, and returning vets. And so we have a special program right at the beginning of the performance where we honor all those, and we have the Payson Honor Guard is going to be here. And it's really a moving patriotic performance, and it's really going to be a tribute that will touch you. And I think that everybody's really enjoyed it. And of course, if you're not patriotic, you're probably not coming to the rodeo. I mean, rodeo fans are really patriotic people.
Oh, yes.
So it's a great, it's the original X Games for the young people who don't know about how tough rodeo can be. And it's also a great family entertainment that you can bring everybody in the family to and enjoy the entertainment without being offended.
And so for the Friday night performance, the Tough Enough to Wear Pink, if you need to get something that has pink in it, a pink shirt or a pink belt, or you're looking at boots, you need some new boots, the place to go here in town, Bob's Western Wear.
Also, you can get free tickets at Bob's Western Wear.
Okay.
Yeah, if to any performance, if you buy $75, which isn't hard to do, you can get yourself a voucher for a ticket to go to the rodeo.
Very nice. And then tickets are also sold at Bob's Western Wear.
Bob sells them too.
Yeah.
He sells the tickets for all three performances. And like I said, he has some Saturday night tickets, but they're going to go. He doesn't have a tremendous number of those, and that'll be sold out Saturday night. So please get your tickets, and that way it'll also save you time, because if you have your tickets, you'll be able to go right through instead of waiting to buy a ticket.
Yes.
And that'll be terrific.
That does make a difference. I know in previous years, when you come up to the gate, you see a long line, and that's for the ticket window to purchase your tickets. But then you just see people kind of going up, maybe getting bags checked and just
go right through.
zipping right through.
And that's what, if you have your tickets in hand, that's the way you do it. So
there we go.
That's what you should do.
Again, if you're just tuning in, talking with John Landino of the Payson Pro Rodeo Committee, and it is rodeo weekend here in Payson, the world's oldest continuous rodeo. And it kicks off tonight, this evening, with women's barrel racing.
Women's Cactus Series, barrel racing, and breakaway roping, and mutton busting, and junior steer riding too.
Oh, that's right. And the mutton busting, junior steer riding, it's great. All the families, grandparents, aunts, uncles, everyone, friends of the family, cheering on the kids.
You have to sign up for the mutton busting and the junior steer riding, and that's kind of closed out. But you can sign up next year. But it's always fun to watch those kids. They have a great time, and they have all kind of protective gear on them so that they're having fun and having a good time. We have very few people really get any kind of injuries, and it's just that's probably one of the most fun events for people to watch. And
now there are also, I think there's a concert, right, or dances?
Well, actually, after the Friday night and the Saturday night performance, both nights, we have a band called Western Fusion, and that will start somewhere between 9 and 9:30, depending on when the rodeo ends. And if you have a ticket to the rodeo, it's a ticket to the dance. So you just come right in from the rodeo grounds into the dance. Now, if you don't have a ticket, it's just $5. If you're sort of in town and you decide, hey, I'd like to go to that dance, see what's going on, hear Western Fusion, dance a little bit, have some fun, and there won't be food, but there'll be plenty of things to drink and the like at the dance. So it'll be just kind of like going to another place that has a dance, and yet you're going to have a lot of fun with a lot of people who are there. Now, you do have to be 21. If you're not 21, you can come, but you have to be accompanied by an adult.
Okay.
Okay, so just remember, $5 if you don't have a ticket.
There you go. And watching online, Dana Cartwright Perry, how exciting it is. It's an exciting time of the year here in Payson when it's rodeo time. Also, Dave Topping saying rodeo time. And watching in Iraq, Falah, Hassan.
Wow.
So, Falah, good morning to you. Or
Good morning,
evening.
Iraq, yes.
Good evening to you.
Yeah, that's right.
It's evening there, but thank you for tuning in. And he is almost always tuning in to our community spotlight. This is.
We're glad you're glad you're looking at us.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing too, we do get a lot of people from out of town.
Yes.
And I don't mean just from out of town. I mean from out of the country.
Mhm.
We have people coming from Norway, from Germany,
Mhm.
Germany,
Yep.
and Denmark, France,
Mhm.
and we also have people coming from Australia and England. I get inquiries all the time about when is the rodeo, how can I get there, should I stay? So we do get an influx of people from out of the country, and a lot of people come up from the valley. It's going to be a beautifully cool weekend.
Yes.
So everybody that's been dying down there with these higher temperatures, they are going to be able to come up and cool off.
Oh yeah.
You know, we talked about all these contestants that are at the rodeo, and how we have help from all of the vendors. The Payson Rodeo Committee, Payson Pro Rodeo Committee, has about 120 members, and it's so surprising that it takes that many people plus probably another 75 to 100 volunteers to help put on a rodeo.
Wow.
Because we have security, safety to make sure everybody's safe. That all of the things to help people get around, help with seating. We have a beer booth. We have a 50-50 thing. We have a booth that has all of our souvenirs, great souvenirs of Payson and things that you can get. So a lot of people are involved to try to make the rodeo what it is. So it's really on the shoulders of all of our volunteers. We thank them very much.
I know it is a large group, but that's required to put on a large event like this.
It's a big event.
Yes.
And get there early if you want to get some parking. I mean, 5 o'clock is the gates open, but that parking will probably be sold out by 6. And if you get there after 6, not a big problem, because you can go across the street to the casino parking lot, right across the highway, and park there and just walk over. It's a short walk to be able to come in, so you can park over there. But if you want to get a parking spot, better get there early.
Oh yes, and it will be a wonderful weekend for rodeo. Really, looking forward to it. It's just a great time in Payson with people coming into town for rodeo. It's just a lot of fun.
It is, and like I said, we do have those sponsors. Friday night is the Toughen Up to Over Pink night, and our banner Payson Medical Health Center is our sponsor of the day for that night. So we welcome them. You'll see a little bit of information about them. Just remember them. They're a great organization here in town. And then Friday, both performances, the day performance and the Saturday night performance, our day sponsor is the Gila County Board of Supervisors. And of course, not to mention, our naming sponsor is the Town of Payson. The Town of Payson is really doing a great assist in helping us to be able to co-sponsor the rodeo, presented by the Payson Pro Rodeo Committee, but it's called the Town of Payson's World's Oldest Continuous Rodeo, produced by the Payson Pro Rodeo Committee.
There we go. It's just like the movies now, where you see
Yes.
all these different
All these different things at the movies.
Yeah, we have to thank. I really need to thank Christy Parker. Christy Parker watching on our KRIM FM Facebook page live video this morning, and she said, "Hey, don't forget about the rodeo parade Saturday morning."
That's right.
Rodeo parade.
It starts at 9 on Saturday morning. It's right on our historic Main Street, if you haven't been there, which is the second light that you come in town. Light at the casino, the next light is Main Street.
Yep.
And so it's right down on Main Street. Gotta get there early though to find a parking place. There's streets adjacent streets you can park on, but Main Street will be closed just for the parade.
Yep, and it starts in down at the end by
Green
Valley
Park.
Park and Julia Randall Elementary School. So you can park there in Green Valley Park and walk up a little bit, and there'll be places. The Presbyterian Church on Main Street has some parking, and then on the other end, Sawmill. That's where it ends.
Sawmill
Theater.
And that's a mile-long route, so you really have a great parade. They have a great lineup. The Kiwanis Club here in town puts that parade on, and so you're going to see a lot of great entries in that parade.
Yes, and we'll be announcing the parade. We'll have a few setups along the parade route, where we'll be announcing the parade, playing music. We have entry in the parade, our little KRIM Soul, Kia Soul, and DJ Pammy
Cool.
will be in that. So yeah, it's the parade. Thank you, Christy, for reminding us about that, because so many people enjoy that Main Street is just lined completely.
Oh,
lined.
it is. Yeah, we must have 3,000 or 4,000 people down on Main Street
Yes.
to watch that parade. It's really a great event.
Mhm.
You know, there's some things about rodeo that maybe some of your listeners and viewers don't know. But, we are a PRCA, Professional Rodeo Cowboy Association sanctioned rodeo.
Mm.
There are 650 of those across the country, and we're one of them.
Wow.
Yeah. And also, there are 12 circuits, rodeo circuits in the United States. We are the turquoise circuit. There's a mountain circuit, a mountain state circuit, there's a California circuit, a Texas circuit. So they're all, and some Midwest circuits too. They've got Midwest circuits that are prairie, Great Lakes, those kinds of circuits. And so you compete within your circuit to gain points, and then they have a circuit finals. And so, as I said, what everybody is trying to get to is the National Finals Rodeo. And so the top 15 contestants at each event and the top 50 livestocks that are used in the rough stock events go to the NFR in Las Vegas, Nevada. And they compete for some big money. There's about $13 million that they're going to compete for this year in Las Vegas. So these contestants are really doing their best to try to get there. Now, people ask, what's the most difficult event? And it's kind of surprising. Something the Cowboys had to do all the time, and it's bareback riding.
Wow. Yeah.
That's the most difficult. It isn't the most injury prone, although it's second.
Second.
Yeah. Bull riding is the most dangerous to them.
Yes.
So it's the most injury prone. But you know, people wonder what happens to these animals. These stock contractors love these animals. They take care of them, they medicate them, they make sure that they're healthy, they get them the best feed. They really prize these animals and don't want to do anything that could hurt the animals. And so what you're seeing is a pampered animal that works for 8 seconds in time, you know, a few weeks of the year. So, and then they're treated real well after that. But the bulls have been bred so well, Chris, that they're hard to ride. It's incredible how difficult it is to ride a bull. I can remember watching rodeo 30 years ago, and it was pretty typical that maybe 75, 60% of the riders, but now 30% of the riders, if they can stand a bull for 8 seconds, it's amazing. They're really powerful animals. If you come face to face to one, you'd really know.
No, thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Anyhow. So, and we want to also welcome our announcer.
Yes.
We have 2 announcers at this rodeo. Reed Flake has been our announcer for a long while. He is up in the booth, and he's a great rodeo announcer, knows all the Cowboys, knows all the statistics, and kind of helps the fans with that. And then we have Rob Smits, S-M-I-N-T-S. Rob is a bull rider, a championship bullfighter. If you don't know what a bullfighter is, a bullfighter is the folks that are dressed up in funny clothing that are there for the contestants. If they are thrown off a bull, they distract that bull, they get into the bull's face. Many times they'll get thrown up in the air to get between the cowboy and the bull. And so we have 2, let's see, our 2 are, what's his name? Luke Kraut and Clifford Medford. So both of those guys are bullfighters here in Payson. And then our barrel man and clown is out of Colorado. His name is J.W. Winkleplink. Yeah,
Great name.
Say that fast.
Yeah.
Anyhow, it's going to be a great rodeo. Let's recap. Tonight is the Women's Cactus Barrel Racing Series with the breakaway roping, barrel racing, a lot of mutton busting, and junior steer riding. Can of food, couple cans of food for the food bank. It's really family oriented. It's great to come down. You'll enjoy the evenings. Be cool. Bring a jacket, and you'll be there for a while and have a great time. And there are vendors open. Tomorrow is Friday. Friday night is Tough Enough to Wear Pink night. Make sure you get there at 5 o'clock. The gates open. 7 o'clock is the performance. recognize Banner Healthcare for being the sponsor of the day there. And there'll be a dance afterwards. Your ticket's good for the dance. So Western Fusion will be playing between 9 and 9:30, and it goes till when people sort of leave, maybe 1 o'clock. And then on Saturday, we have two performances. So the first performance is our Coca-Cola Family Day, which is at one performance at 1 o'clock, gates open at 11.
Okay.
And then their evening performance is our Patriot performance, and that gates open at 5, and the performance is at 7. We'll have the Payson Honor Guard there to do part of the performance or to tribute to our veterans. And both of those performances, the sponsor of the day is our Gila County Board of Supervisors. So you can get tickets at Bob's Western Wear if you're walking around, or you can go online, PaysonProRodeo.com. Very simple. Just click on World's Oldest Continuous Rodeo, pick your tickets. They got reserved seats for Friday and Saturday night. And that gives you an opportunity. Many times, if you have, for instance, if you have reserved seating for Saturday night, tickets will not be sold out unless reserved seating is sold out, and you'll have a seat to sit in.
Gotcha.
And the other nights, also if you have reserved seating for Friday night, if we happen to get sold out, you've got a seat. And no matter how crowded it is, you have a seat. And it's a good one, looking right at the chutes and things and the announcer's booth, so you'll enjoy the performance. So please come out, enjoy yourself. We want to thank you for your support for the Payson Pro Rodeo Committee, and I think that we want to thank KRIM for their support and being able to have us on air and to be able to share things with
Yes. Yeah, we're happy to do it. We love being a sponsor and helping out, and again, a wonderful event that celebrates our heritage, Payson's heritage, and having that title of World's Oldest Continuous Rodeo. That's it's a real honor.
Well, that's one of our missions, Chris. The Payson Rodeo Committee is dedicated to preserving the Western heritage here in Payson. We'd encourage everybody, both the businesses and people on the street, to dress in Western wear this week. Show your support for the rodeo because it's very important for our town. It helps with our budget because it brings a lot of sales tax dollars in, but it's also something we want to keep alive here. There's a lot of people coming from Michigan and from California and from Wisconsin, and they're not necessarily into the Western lifestyle. But for this week, we want to make sure everybody recognizes where we came from, and that's Western heritage. And our other mission is to be able to support a lot of charities in town. We also do a lot of support for veterans groups. I think this last year we gave $8,000 or $9,000 just to veterans groups to help support them. And so what you're doing by coming to the rodeo is actually supporting those groups, because all the money that we raise stays right here in town, doesn't go anywhere. Nobody gets paid to put this rodeo on. We don't have any wild parties and things. It's all poured back into the community, and we want to show that everybody that we really care about the community.
A great way to have fun and invest in our community.
Family fun.
There you
Bring
go.
the kids.
Well, thank you so much, John, for coming on this morning. And thank you, everyone, for listening and watching on our KRIM Live as well. Time to get back to the music right now with some Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Eurythmics, Mumford & Sons, and more. But first, let's get a quick update from the National Weather Service.
Payson and surrounding areas. Nowcast meteorologist.
All right, guys. We'll see you at the rodeo.
Yes.